Okay, driving my Tesla for Uber and Lyft, part two. Um, I'll just update this as the stories keep coming and as I think of new stuff. But I mean, so far it's going good. Still working my way up to afford that autopilot upgrade. And a couple things I noticed about the passengers um, and how they respond to the car. Um, Most people who are familiar with the car, they call it the Tesla. And uh, I don't. I've never thought of calling another car I've never called like a Ford Mustang the Mustang or the Ford or the Chevy, but people say the Tesla, and that's kind of nice in a way. It seems it elevates it a little bit. I like it. Keep doing it. And for the people who aren't familiar with the car, I admit that I do a pretty bad job explaining what the car is. The conversation, it always goes like this. What kind of car is this? It's a Tesla. Who makes it? Oh, Tesla makes it. Let me rewind. It's a Model S and it's made by Tesla. Who makes Tesla? Tesla makes Tesla. They make them in California. Is that made by like Ford or GM? No, it's Tesla. It's made by Tesla, and this is a Model S. They also make the Model X. Oh, so Tesla makes cars. Are they new? Yeah, they've been around since about 2008. I've had that exact same conversation at least 50 times. Another thing I noticed about this car is people always think it's a foreign car, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I know when they say they think it's a foreign car, they mean they like the way it looks. And isn't that sad that for a car to look good and for people to like it, that they assume it must be foreign? Like, like that's the state of where American cars are. Like it's either big, it's like a muscle car, or it's really nice and it must be a foreign car. Sometimes when I'm driving with people and they start to ask questions about it being an electric vehicle, and I feel like they're starting to lean and they're going to say that it doesn't have any power, because you can see the pessimism in them. I'll just, like, if I'm going like 20 miles per hour, I'll just hurry up and gas it. Well, no, not gas it. I'll just accelerate to about to 40, 50 miles per hour and do it really quickly and throw them back in the seat a little bit, just to let them know that this isn't a golf cart. One time I did that and the guy was leaning forward and I didn't notice he was leaning forward, and I threw him back really hard. I don't know how I got a 5-star rating out of that trip, but I appreciate it. um, but he liked the car. He was actually interested in getting it. I've actually done this usually on the airport trips when I'm taking people to and from the airport. I've gotten a lot of people interested in buying the car. I haven't turned that into a referral yet, but I'm working on getting those in. I've had some slightly ironic drop-off locations. Not too long ago, I dropped off a guy who owns a gas station, and I guess I thought he would be offended by this being an electric car, but he didn't mind, because I mean, I learned that they don't make any money off gas anyway, so he didn't really care. And I dropped another guy off at the big Baton Rouge ExxonMobil refinery, and that was actually, been living here my whole life, that was actually my first time going to the gate of that plant. So that was interesting, being over there with all the fresh pollution. Also, if you're in a place where people aren't familiar with Teslas and you're thinking about doing Uber and Lyft, just remember to use your parking button and just make the door handles pop out on their own, because when passengers walk up to the car and they don't see anything to grab and they see those little silver marks, I think that they think that it's stuck in there and it's broke, and they start to try to, well, they don't start, I don't let them start, but you can see that they're about to try to put their fingernails in there and try to pull it out. So just do it for them. It also it's also a part of the wow factor, and people just like to see it pop out of there because it's something most people haven't seen before. Um, I picked up a lot of people who have taken pictures of the car, or like taking all kind of weird selfies around the car, um, just to send to people that they know love the car. Um, I've been on a lot of people's Snapchats and Instagram and Facebook Live of people who just wanted to broadcast that they were in a Tesla. It is crazy. I don't, but it's cool to know that the car draws that much excitement in people. Also, if you're thinking about driving your Tesla for Uber and Lyft, be prepared for some weird conversations that people will be having as if you're not even there. Like I had one couple sitting in the back, and the girl was complaining to the guy about the amount of relations they were having, and what she was doing wrong. And like, I don't have a problem with people talking in the car, but that was a weird 5-minute trip. And also, I picked up another couple, and I was taking them to where they wanted to go. I think at some point during that trip, I mentioned that I was married, and the guy, I guess he forgot, because he asked me how many women I'm able to get while I'm in this car, and his wife got really mad at him because she ended up punching him in his side a little bit. She punched him really good. Yeah, and she basically, yeah, she said only people like him think that way, but I guess I've never been one to try to use a car to get women. I think that's pretty lame. And usually the people who know about the car, and they look on the Uber or Lyft app and they see that a Tesla's coming to pick them up. Usually, if they know about the car, that makes their day awesome. I picked up a good number of people who were like, "Man, I really didn't want to go to work today, and then I saw Tesla was coming to pick me up. Now I hurried up and got dressed, and I was just hoping you wouldn't cancel on me." So that's pretty fun. So that's the gist of how that's going so far. Making people's days go better, informing people about the car, making people smile, making a little money on the side, saving up for autopilot. Let me know what you think in the comments.